Hey YouTube, Wheelchair 21 here, and I'm doing another review. Well, it's not a review, it's more of an introduction about myself. It's more or less, why am I in a wheelchair? Um, well, people ask me that all the time. Kind of, mostly people that don't know me. And they're kind of usually a little embarrassed, a little, I don't know, distraught, I don't know, a little upset that they're even asking it, because it makes them a little depressed afterwards. But, how about I just get into it about why I'm in a wheelchair? For those who know me, you already know a few reasons why. For those who don't know me, I was born in 1992 with a birth defect known as congenital vertebrae displacement, and at the time in 1992, there was only 24 people to ever have my condition, at least ever diagnosed with my condition. It was at a fragmented area in my spine was not being at least from what my understanding is, was not being able to be held up perfectly. So what they had to do is they had to go in through my left side, so it would be right over here. They went down near my stomach. I don't want to feel like showing it because I don't feel like moving all the clothes out of the way. But there was a cut shot right under my like left breast and on my chest, and all the way to my spine, where they took out a rib. They used the rib. So here's like my hand representing holding the rib. They took the rib and they sawed down like a part of the rib and they put it into my spine to support the back. Now my scoliosis curved to the right, so that's the reason why. Also, they used the left rib was it also helped with the scoliosis. It was able to support the bend and the curvature of the spine, and they clamped in a rib. And due to this process, it eventually was going to cripple me because I was slightly able to walk at the time. But because of my condition, it would have technically killed me because of the less support. Without the support on the back, I would have just kind of, I don't know, my back would have just fractured and ripped all the nerves or whatever, I suppose. And so over the next couple of years following that, after I got my surgery, after I was like about one, and learning how to take my first few steps, after that surgery, I was put in a body cast. And for at least, I don't know, at least almost a year, I was in a body cast. And eventually my legs just deteriorated. And it wasn't until like I was 4 years old that I actually got my first wheelchair, I recall, and such. And originally, you can like choose what color you want like part of the frame to be. So first it was blue, and then it just became crimson red. So it kind of works out when people know about my mod fire identity on Ustream Sentai. Um, but being in a wheelchair, there's days that you hate it, days that you don't. And most of the time you just regret having the life that you've been handed to you, but you gotta go on. Um, really, no one really knows what really caused the birth defect. Uh, there's not much there I can say. I mean, I don't really know much yet that my doctor uh, uses my research to teach his classes at the Albany State College, and that to help his students further the study of my condition, I would suppose. Um, I kind of don't like that. Um, I'm like the skinny pig, even though I rather be like the person down the road that actually is healed because of the original guinea pig. But I mean, somehow I know like I'm not gonna become technically famous because of this, but like possibly when there's a cure, I'll probably be, if it's due to Dr. Alan Carl's teachings of said students and that, I have a feeling that my name at least will be mentioned, other than at least being the diagnosed patient at first to ever have it that he started with, and that, so I know somehow in medical history, maybe I'll be mentioned and such. But, I mean, I don't really expect to be mentioned in history at all, except if life is handed to me the right way, or at least I obtain success in the right way. So, yeah, I mean, being in a wheelchair just because knowing I would have been able to walk, I rather have chose death, but that would have been a young age, so that means being a little kid, I probably would have feared it, maybe. So yeah, that's an understanding. But I mean, I was technically born crippled. I had scoliosis and bad nerves, but the spine was a lot. The spinal nerves had a lot to do with that problem and such. But um, hopefully, if something turns out down, I don't know, in the next 20, 30 years, maybe it'll be a little different. Maybe I'll have some movement. But an ironic thing is I couldn't really feel a lot of pain in my legs back when I was younger, but somehow as I grew older, the spasms kind of strengthened my leg spasms, strengthened the nerves, and I can now sort of feel better in my legs. I just can't really move them. Like when a spasm contorts a certain way, then there's the chance of possibility I'm able to force a leg movement and such. But other than that, I can't really move my legs. I'm paraplegic. I'm stuck in a wheelchair, and all I got is my right and left arm to really support me and such. But in all, I guess life is good. Could have been better, but life is good. So yeah, this is Wheelchair 21, and this was why I'm in a wheelchair. And I'll come back later on and do a few other reviews tonight. Bye.